Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Sparkle English, where I help you improve your English skills. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the difference between a metaphor and a simile. Metaphors and similes are literary devices, which are tools that help writers create vivid imagery and deeper meaning. They help make our sentences and our writing more interesting and enjoyable to read. Both metaphors and similes compare two different things, but they do so in different ways. So first, let's talk about a simile. A simile is an indirect comparison. It compares two different things using the words like or as. For example, Dad works like a horse. Here I'm saying that Dad works like a horse. I'm not saying that Dad is a horse. I'm comparing his work ethic to a horse's work ethic. Another example, I ran like the wind to get to work on time. In the second example, I'm comparing my speed to the speed of wind, but I'm not saying I am the wind. Here's an example of a simile using as. Jack was as sly as a fox. In this example, I'm saying that Jack is similar to a sly fox, but I'm not directly calling Jack a sly fox. So now let's talk about metaphors. A metaphor is an implied comparison. It compares two different things without using like or as. Metaphors state that one thing is another thing, not that it's like something else, but that it is something else. For example, Dad is a workhorse, not Dad is like a workhorse, he is a workhorse. Jack was a sly fox. Of course, we know that Dad is not actually a horse, and we know that Jack was not actually a sly fox. And that is why a metaphor is an implied comparison. It suggests that one thing is another thing, which allows the reader to draw the connection between the two things without using like or as. Let's discuss similes versus metaphors side by side to make this a little more obvious. So with similes, we use the words like or as to make this comparison. And with a metaphor, we state that something is something else. For example, my best friend is like a tornado versus my best friend is a tornado. Here's another example. Emily is as busy as a bee versus Emily is a busy bee. Similes are often used with verbs as well. She swims like a fish. He works like a dog. So remember that with similes, we use the words like or as to make comparisons to things that are similar. So now it's time for a quiz. You must identify if metaphors or similes are used in the following sentences. Number 1, my grandfather is a beast. He is so strong. Number 2, I slept like a baby last night. The bed was so comfortable. Number 3, my nephew runs like the wind. Number 4, I was a little water bug when I was younger. Number 5, your hands are as cold as ice. Number 6, my new laptop is as light as a feather. Key number 1, my grandfather is a beast. This is a metaphor. I'm not saying that my grandfather is like a beast. I'm saying he is a beast. Number 2, I slept like a baby. This is a simile because I'm making an indirect comparison. I am not saying that I am a baby sleeping, but I slept like a baby. Number 3, my nephew runs like the wind. This is also a simile because we have this word like in here. Number 4, I was a little water bug when I was younger. This is a metaphor. Of course, I wasn't actually a water bug, so this is an implied comparison. Number 5, your hands are as cold as ice. This is a simile because it's using the words as to highlight the similarity between my hands and ice. And finally, number 6 is also a simile. Again, because it uses as to compare the lightness of the laptop to a feather. So let me know in the comment section how many you got correct out of 6, and if you're interested in more lessons on figures of speech and English literary devices. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next lesson.